Seinfeld, 1989 to 1998, is one of the most iconic sitcoms in television history, known for its sharp humor, unforgettable characters, and show-about-nothing charm. While fans still laugh at the antics of Jerry, George, Elaine, and Kramer, many may not realize that several talented actors from the series have sadly passed away, some under tragic and unexpected circumstances. In this video, we look back at the lives and legacies of the Seinfeld cast members who are no longer with us. From recurring guest stars to beloved supporting characters, we honor their contributions and remember the stories behind their untimely deaths. Estelle Harris was born on April 22, 1928, and joined Seinfeld in 1992 at age 64 as Estelle Costanza, George's volatile, overbearing mother whose screeching voice and hysterical nagging became a hallmark of the show's humor. Despite her successful voice acting career, including the beloved Mrs. Potato Head in Toy Story, Harris's path was not without struggle. Behind closed doors, she endured a rocky marriage marked by intense arguments and long periods of estrangement, though she rarely spoke publicly about it. Industry insiders whispered of her demanding nature and clashes with cast and crew over creative decisions, hinting at a diva reputation that contrasted with her grandmotherly public image. Friends revealed she battled anxiety and loneliness, especially after early setbacks in her career where she was typecast and overlooked for serious roles. Though she avoided major scandals, her fierce insistence on perfection sometimes alienated collaborators. Estelle Harris passed away on April 2, 2022, just weeks shy of 94. Liz Sheridan, born April 10, 1929, embodied Helen Seinfeld from 1990 at age 61, playing Jerry's loving, supportive mother whose gentle encouragement was a warm counterpoint to his neurotic world. Off-screen, Sheridan's life was far more tumultuous than her on-screen persona suggested. She suffered profound heartbreak early on, including a passionate but doomed romance with James Dean that ended in bitter disappointment. She faced repeated personal tragedies such as multiple miscarriages and an estranged relationship with her only child, struggles she guarded closely while maintaining a poised public image. Those close to her whispered about her secret battles with depression and a hidden history of alcoholism during the 1980s, which she overcame with quiet determination. Despite her grace, she was known to have clashed privately with some industry figures and suffered from feelings of professional invisibility, often overshadowed by younger stars. Sheridan died of natural causes on April 15, 2022, shortly after turning 93, leaving a legacy of kindness tinted with private sorrow and perseverance. Jerry Stiller, born June 8, 1927, took on the role of Frank Costanza in 1993 at 66, injecting the show with the loud, eccentric patriarch who created Festivus, a fake holiday turned cultural phenomenon. Frank's explosive temperament and oddball quirks contrasted sharply with Stiller's real life, which, while generally free of public scandal, bore its own shadows. Early in his career, he was known for clashing with directors and producers over his abrasive humor and unpredictable behavior, leading to several lost roles and tense industry blacklisting rumors. Behind his enduring marriage to Elmyr lurked stories of jealousy and control struggles, with some insiders hinting at periods of substance abuse, specifically heavy drinking, that jeopardized both career and family stability. His quick wit sometimes masked deeper insecurities, and he was known to be mercilessly tough on younger actors, even reportedly bullying cast members on set. Though he softened later in life, these darker episodes left scars. Stiller died peacefully of natural causes on May 11, 2020, aged 92. Ian Abbercrombie, born September 11, 1934, became Elaine's eccentric, fastidious boss Justin Pitt in 1994, at the age of 60. Pitt's obsessive quirks and bizarre mannerisms provided a surreal foil to Elaine's pragmatic character, adding an unsettling edge to the series. Though Abbercrombie had a venerable theater career, his transition to television was rocky, plagued by typecasting and limited roles that frustrated his ambitions. Rumors circulated in theatrical circles of his volatile temper and a bitter fallout with a prominent director, causing a near blacklisting in certain acting communities. His personal life was shrouded in silence, but a scandalous lawsuit filed by a former assistant accusing him of emotional abuse and manipulation surfaced years later, though settled quietly out of court. Despite the drama, Abbercrombie remained devoted to his craft until his death from kidney failure on January 26, 2012, at age 77, his life marked by brilliance shadowed by private turmoil. Barney Martin, born March 3, 1923, played Morty Seinfeld starting in 1991 at age 68, the penny-pinching, stubborn patriarch whose miserly antics delighted audiences. Martin's life behind the scenes was marked by hardship and scandal. Before his late-blooming acting career, he spent years as an NYPD detective, a career that ended amid whispers of corruption investigations, though nothing was publicly proven. His personal life was marred by a bitter, public divorce fueled by revelations of a decade-long affair with a significantly younger woman, which ignited tabloid fury and fractured family ties. Friends described Martin as quick-tempered and a compulsive gambler who often risked his financial stability chasing losses. These personal demons led to long periods of estrangement from his children and near ruin before he staged a career comeback. His battle with cancer was kept private until his death on March 21, 2005, at 82, remembered as a man whose flaws were as real as his comedic talent. Richard Hurd was born on September 26, 1932, and took on the role of Mr. Wilhelm, George Costanza's baffling and often clueless boss at the New York Yankees, in 1995 at the age of 63. Wilhelm's blend of authority and comic obliviousness made him a constant thorn in George's side, embodying the absurdity of office life. Hurd's career, while steady, was marred by periods of invisibility and professional stagnation, with missed opportunities for bigger roles due to his typecasting as a stern, yet befuddled elder. Off-screen, though widely respected, he battled bouts of depression quietly, a struggle few knew of, and was rumored to have a bitter feud with a longtime colleague that fractured his industry relationships. His personal life was largely private, but whispers of a troubled marriage and estrangement from his children occasionally surfaced in tabloid whispers. Despite these shadows, Hurd maintained a public persona of professionalism and warmth until his death on May 26, 2020, at 87, from cancer complications, leaving behind a legacy tinged with both respect and quiet sorrow. Len Leser, born December 3, 1922, began playing Uncle Leo in 1991 at 69, bringing to life Jerry's boisterous, meddlesome uncle famous for his enthusiastic greetings. Leser's genial character masked a life fraught with hardship and controversy. A World War II veteran, Leser struggled with undiagnosed PTSD that fueled his heavy drinking and erratic, sometimes abrasive behavior on set. Cast members recounted numerous tense encounters with him, including a heated feud with a co-star that nearly erupted into physical violence during a taping. Leser's personal life was no less tumultuous. He endured multiple failed marriages, financial instability, and bouts of homelessness in his earlier years. Though respected for his prolific character work, Leser was notorious in Hollywood circles for his unpredictability and mood swings, which strained professional relationships. His death from cancer-related pneumonia on February 16, 2011, at 88, closed a chapter on a life that balanced professional success with deeply personal turmoil and controversy. Warren Frost, born June 5, 1925, portrayed the stern, conservative Henry Ross starting in 1992 at the age of 67, embodying the stoic patriarchal figure in Susan's family. His character often clashed with George, reflecting generational tensions and societal norms. Frost's acting career took a surprising late bloom after decades in theater, but he was no stranger to hardship. His personal life was marred by a long, troubled marriage and the heartbreak of his wife's prolonged illness. Known for his intellectual rigor, Frost was privately haunted by the death of his son years earlier, a loss that deeply affected his later life. Although his public image was that of dignity and integrity, whispers circulated about his ruthless competitiveness behind the scenes and a reputation for being cold and unyielding with younger actors. Frost passed away on February 17, 2017, at 91, after a prolonged illness, leaving a complex legacy of both warmth and distance. John Peragon, born December 9, 1954, took on the role of Cedric, the flamboyant and fiercely loyal half of the chaotic duo Bob and Cedric, in Seinfeld starting in 1995 at age 41. Cedric's bombastic energy and theatrical outbursts often injected wild humor into the show's otherwise mundane scenarios. Peragon's career shined brightest with his iconic role as Jambi the Genie on Pee-wee's Playhouse, yet behind the scenes, his life was clouded by a long battle with alcoholism that eventually led to chronic health problems. Industry whispers hinted at his struggles with dependency affecting his reliability on set, and close friends described a man grappling with loneliness masked by his comedic genius. Despite his wit, Peragon's personal relationships were fraught with turmoil, marked by estrangement and a painful decline that few witnessed. His death on April 3, 2021 at 66, from heart disease linked to alcoholism closed the chapter on a brilliant but troubled artist, whose private struggles contrasted sharply with his vibrant public persona. Daniel von Bargen, born June 5, 1950, joined Seinfeld in 1997 at 47 as Mr. Kruger, George's indifferent and oblivious boss, whose careless management highlighted workplace absurdities. Von Bargen's career was a roller coaster of critical acclaim and devastating personal lows. Despite memorable roles in Malcolm in the Middle and other projects, he battled severe diabetes, leading to multiple hospitalizations. His personal life was riddled with turmoil. He faced a bitter custody battle, a failed marriage punctuated by public allegations of emotional abuse, and a suicide attempt in 2012 that shocked Hollywood insiders. Known for his abrasive personality and on-set clashes, von Bargen's reputation as a difficult collaborator often limited his opportunities. He died on March 1, 2015, aged 64, after complications related to his health and mental struggles, leaving a haunting tale of talent undone by tragedy. Reese Santilli was born on April 21, 1938, and took on the role of Poppy, the gruff and unhygienic restaurateur, in 1994 at the age of 56. Behind the scenes, Santoni's life was far from the warm charm he sometimes displayed publicly. His long battle with alcoholism fueled a series of personal and legal troubles, including a notorious 1978 arrest after a violent bar brawl that made headlines and damaged his reputation. His romantic life was equally turbulent, marked by multiple marriages that ended bitterly amid accusations of infidelity, emotional abuse, and neglect, contributing to long periods of estrangement from his children. Industry insiders whispered about his difficult nature on set, frequent clashes with directors and co-stars who struggled with his unpredictable mood swings and stubbornness. Despite these issues, Santilli was known among close friends for moments of vulnerability and deep remorse, especially over fractured family ties. He died on August 1, 2020, aged 82, from complications related to cancer. Frances Bay, born January 23, 1919, played Mabel Choate, the tough elderly woman Jerry steals a marble rye from in 1996, joining Seinfeld at age 77. Mabel was deceptively sweet yet unyielding, leaving an unforgettable mark with a few short scenes. Bay enjoyed a late-blooming career full of quirky grandmother roles, but her off-screen life harbored deeper shadows. Reports reveal that she endured a harrowing, decades-long estrangement from her only child, a secret rarely touched on in interviews. Though publicly warm and resilient, private accounts suggest Bay struggled with profound loneliness and a bitter feud with her family that never fully healed. Her long-standing battle with health issues only deepened this isolation, but she kept scandal and controversy at bay throughout her career. Bay passed quietly on September 15, 2011 at 92, a figure of perseverance with hidden personal pain few ever saw. Rance Howard, born November 17, 1928, appeared as a blind man in Seinfeld in 1993 at age 65. Though his role was brief, his performance exuded dignity and calm, a stark contrast to the turbulent life he often kept hidden. A devoted father to director Ron Howard, Rance was often overshadowed by his son's success, fueling years of resentment that simmered beneath his warm, grandfatherly public persona. His marriage to actress Jean Spiegel Howard was riddled with rumors of infidelity and deep emotional distance, with some claiming Rance had multiple secret affairs throughout his career. Despite his wholesome image, Rance's early career included a number of failed projects, shelved pilots, and on-set conflicts that led to several producers blacklisting him during the 1970s. He reportedly struggled with alcohol dependency during those years, a battle he fought privately until sobriety in the 1980s. He died on November 25, 2017, at age 89 of natural causes. Elmyr Wendell, born November 23, 1928, appeared as Helene in Seinfeld in 1992 at age 64, bringing her trademark sass and sharp comedic timing. Though her role was small, Helene's brassy personality reflected Wendell's real-life sharp wit and sometimes abrasive temperament. Wendell's career on Third Rock from the Sun was a highlight, but behind the scenes, she battled intense personal demons, including decades of secret gambling addiction that strained her finances and relationships. Colleagues recall moments when her temper flared uncontrollably on set, sometimes causing rifts with producers and fellow actors. Despite a warm public image, Wendell's private life was marked by repeated bouts of depression and isolation, worsened by declining health and a persistent inability to maintain close friendships. She died on July 21, 2018 at 89 under circumstances never publicly disclosed, leaving a legacy tinged with both laughter and sorrow. Sam Lloyd, born November 12, 1963, portrayed Ricky in Seinfeld in 1993 at the age of 30, a socially awkward, obsessive man fixated on TV guides and Elaine, a role that captured Lloyd's offbeat comedic timing perfectly. Though he found later success on Scrubs, Lloyd struggled early in his career with being pigeonholed as the weird guy, a label he privately loathed. His band, The Blanks, never achieved the recognition he craved, and he grew increasingly bitter about the lack of serious roles. Lloyd battled financial instability for years, reportedly losing thousands in a failed business venture and resorting to couch surfing between gigs. Personal demons haunted him, crippling anxiety, career regret, and an emotionally distant marriage that friends said never truly connected. He masked his pain with humor, but insiders revealed he felt invisible in an industry that saw him as a novelty act. Diagnosed with metastatic lung cancer in 2019, Lloyd continued to perform until his condition worsened. He died on April 30, 2020, at age 56. Gordon Jump, born April 1, 1932, portrayed Mr. Thomasullo, George's stern but fair boss, in Seinfeld in 1997 at age 65. Thomasullo was a rare grounding force amid George's chaos, his calm demeanor a counterbalance to the show's frenetic energy. Jump's career, including roles like the beloved Maytag repairman, was largely free of public scandal, but his private life revealed a starkly different story. Despite a devout public persona rooted in his LDS faith, Jump's marriage was reportedly troubled by infidelity allegations and long periods of estrangement from his children. Sources close to the family whispered about simmering resentments and emotional distance, unseen by fans. His health declined over years, culminating in pulmonary fibrosis, which took his life on September 22, 2003 at 71. Jump's personal struggles with family tensions contrasted sharply with his professional image as a kind, reliable presence. Denise Dao, born February 21, 1958, played the role of mother in Seinfeld in 1992 at age 34. Behind the camera, however, Dao's path was far from serene. Her early years in the industry were plagued by grueling battles with casting bias and rumors of tension with directors who allegedly found her too assertive for supporting roles. Whispers circulated that she clashed with producers during her 90,210 tenure, insisting on script changes to reflect the integrity of her character. Dao's never married, and close friends described her romantic life as marked by betrayal and quiet heartbreak, including an affair with a married actor that ended in scandal. She also endured years of chronic illness in silence, only revealing her autoimmune struggles shortly before her final hospitalization. Though she maintained a dignified public image, her private journals, later shared posthumously, revealed bouts of depression and creative frustration. Denise Dao died on August 13, 2022, at age 64, after falling into a coma caused by meningitis. And Morgan Gilbert, born October 16, 1928, played Evelyn, Jerry's sharp-tongued relative, in Seinfeld in 1991 at age 63. Evelyn's nosy, sarcastic edge perfectly mirrored Gilbert's own witty and sometimes acerbic nature. Behind her warm public persona lay a private life marked by hardship and heartache. Gilbert endured a painful, little-known divorce filled with bitter custody disputes and financial strain. Insiders noted her fierce dedication to her career as a way to cope with the loneliness left by a lack of close family support. She also quietly struggled with chronic illness, which she managed away from the spotlight. While no major public scandals tainted her name, whispers among Hollywood circles suggested she was notoriously difficult to work with, often clashing with directors and co-stars over creative control. Gilbert died of cancer on June 14, 2016 at 87, leaving a bittersweet legacy of resilience and private pain. Lloyd Bridges, born January 15, 1913, joined Seinfeld in 1997 at age 84, playing Izzy Mandelbaum, the fiercely competitive and hilariously obsessed neighbor. Izzy's relentless drive embodied Bridges' late career reinvention into comedy. Though celebrated and respected, Bridges' life bore scars few knew about. His brief 1950s blacklisting for alleged communist ties fractured his career and plunged his family into secrecy and stress. Bridges reportedly battled alcoholism and bouts of deep depression, with some insiders suggesting his stern on-set demeanor masked a man haunted by lost opportunities and political persecution. His personal relationships were complicated by long-standing tensions with his sons, Jeff and Beau, over fame and family legacy. Despite this, Bridges maintained a scandal-free public image until his death from natural causes on March 10, 1998 at 85, leaving behind a legacy both triumphant and quietly troubled. Philip Baker Hall was born on September 10, 1931, and played the unforgettable Lieutenant Joe Bookman in 1991 at age 60. His character is a grim-faced library cop investigating an overdue book from decades earlier. Hall's career spanned over 5 decades, but for many years he remained in the shadows of Hollywood, often typecast or ignored despite his range. His breakout in Secret Honor as Nixon was critically acclaimed but failed to translate into sustained stardom. Behind the camera, he was known for being intensely private, which fed rumors about a controlling temper on set. In his personal life, Hall had 2 divorces and reportedly struggled with fatherhood, with estranged relationships with one of his daughters. Friends later admitted he battled lifelong depression masked by his stoic demeanor. While never publicly disgraced, crew members from various sets described him as obsessive and difficult to please. He was allegedly blacklisted from certain productions in the 1980s for his refusal to follow direction. Philip Baker Hall died of emphysema on June 12, 2022, at the age of 90. Sonia Eddie, born June 17, 1967, played the stern Rebecca De Mornay in Seinfeld in 1997 at age 30, a character who clashed with George over muffin stumps. Off-camera, Eddie's life was a complex maze of triumph and personal collapse. While best known for General Hospital, Eddie's journey to success was riddled with self-doubt, unhealthy relationships, and backstage feuds. She was once sued by a theater producer for breaching a contract after walking off a production mid-run, citing emotional abuse and unsafe working conditions, claims the producer publicly denied. Friends recalled a tumultuous romantic history, including a toxic long-term relationship with a controlling industry insider that left her emotionally devastated. Though beloved by fans, Eddie privately battled body image issues and underwent numerous secret surgeries that left her with chronic complications. In her final year, a non-emergency surgery spiraled into a life-threatening infection. She died on December 19, 2022, at the age of 55, her vibrant screen legacy haunted by private scars the public never saw. Bill Irwin was born on December 2, 1914, and took on the role of the cranky Sid Fields in 1993 at the age of 79. His character, a bitter retiree assigned to Jerry in the Adopt-a-Grandparent program, was hilarious, abrasive, and unforgettable. While Irwin enjoyed an extensive career with over 250 film and television appearances, he often played forgettable side characters. Beneath his jovial exterior, Irwin carried deep resentment toward Hollywood's ageism and spoke bitterly about being dismissed as just a face. He once clashed with a prominent director and was quietly blacklisted from several studio sitcoms for being too vocal about mistreatment of older actors. In private, his life wasn't as serene as many assumed. His wife died early, and he raised their children largely alone while battling bouts of alcoholism, which he later managed to hide well. Close friends claimed he became increasingly paranoid in old age, convinced he was being cheated out of residuals and recognition. Bill Irwin died of natural causes on December 29, 2010, at the age of 96. Bill Macy was born May 18, 1922, and appeared on Seinfeld in 1996 at age 74, playing the cynical chairperson orchestrating Morty Seinfeld's impeachment vote, a perfect fit for his typecast as cantankerous elders. He was increasingly pigeonholed as a grumpy old man archetype and privately lamented the lack of meaningful roles. Early in his career, Macy was known for his brash attitude and intense rivalry with fellow stage actors. Some claimed he was aggressive in auditions and had frequent blowouts with directors. His one-time nude appearance in the erotic revue O. Calcutta followed him for years, stirring conservative backlash that cost him endorsement deals and roles. His marriage to actress Samantha Harper was reportedly strained by financial disputes and Macy's wandering eye. He was often seen flirting openly at parties. Though never charged, he was named in an unsealed deposition about workplace harassment in the 1970s, which resurfaced late in life but was buried quietly. Bill Macy died of natural causes on October 17, 2019, aged 97. Valerie Mafi, born June 16, 1953, portrayed the deceptively meek but emotionally intense Patrice in a 1991 episode of Seinfeld, when she was 38. While Patrice was quiet and unnerving, Mafi had a knack for playing unsettling oddballs, characters masking dysfunction beneath a composed surface. Behind her polished image, Mafi lived a life far less stable than her calm demeanor suggested. Though she won an Emmy for Northern Exposure, her career was a patchwork of misfires and overlooked supporting roles. She battled industry sexism, reportedly losing key parts to younger actresses after being told she was too smart-looking or quirky in the wrong way. Off-screen, her marriage faced public scrutiny after tabloids speculated about her husband's alleged infidelities and her emotional breakdown during a canceled pilot season. Sources close to the family hinted at strained relationships with her daughter, including a long period of estrangement. Despite her image as a comedic darling, she privately battled cancer for years before dying on May 30, 2025, at age 71. Who's your favorite character in Seinfeld? How do you feel knowing that the actors have passed away? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss future videos. Thank you so much.